Good afternoon, YouTubers. Tsquare with Tsquare Talk. So I hope everybody is having a great night. I know I'm having a good day. I just left my favorite restaurant, Max Barbecue. Can't beat barbecue on a nice, cool day. So tonight, we're going to be talking a little bit about the sell-off. Everybody's wondering what is going on in the stock market. I had a bunch of people text me today. I had Michael post a story over in Discord. I read that story. It read up on that story, and I said, you know, that kind of sounds like a good topic to actually talk about. I know a lot of people are having the thoughts on what's going on with the sell-off. Nobody knows for sure how this is going to play out. Some people are saying that the sell-off that we are seeing right now is the start of the end. And some people are just saying, it's tax season, and they're planning their taxes and taking some earnings while they can, and it's no big deal. $69 billion, it's kind of a big deal. We're not talking a little bit. Now, a lot of us know in the room that have studied history before the Great Depression, we've seen big money get out of it. We've seen the JP Morgan get out of it. We've seen the Rothschilds get out of it. We've seen all the big names move out of the stock market. And I'm kind of wondering if this could be it. Now, I spent my afternoon today after I had wrapped up at Max Barbecue. I stopped over and I had talked to an older lady down the street. In case she happens to see this, I don't want her to be like, I ain't old. Not old. A older than me lady. And we were talking about different things, about the thoughts on hedge against inflation and, well, what can we really do? Some people, because she had made the comment, well, me and you were talking about this, but how many people out there really know about this stuff? Not many. Not many understand what's really happening, and that's why a lot of people are going to suffer. A lot of people are going to suffer. There are the few silent people out there. There's a handful in the YouTube community that are trying to wake up people to help them get prepared for what could be coming. Another even greater depression could be on the way. I don't want to be all doom and gloom, because hopefully people have seen some of these videos and they've been watching it for a little while, and they've started making preparations, because now we have the new variant actually showing up in the US. It's actually here. I'm not horribly panicking yet, but then again, it's not always the problem that scares me the most. It's the reaction to the problem. How will people react with the new variant? Are they going to all run to the grocery stores and wipe them out? Now, I will say gas actually dropped another 10 cents today. I was pretty happy with that, seeing $2.70 gas. Since we were up to 305, I think, here, 306, something like that, maybe 309. I'd have to look back at what I said, but we saw it drop like 20 cents this past week. A lot of that was on the words of Joe Biden saying, hey, we are going to release our U.S. stockpile reserves. That's going to kind of change the game. We're going to release it. I did a talk on that where I said, that will essentially bring down the oil price. But now what I really think is going to bring down the oil price is the lack in traveling. So recently I was actually looking on the military web pages to look into flights to different places around the world that I haven't visited in a while, and some of them I haven't visited at all, kind of like Sigonella in Italy, off the coast of Italy, kind of like the Philippines, kind of like Saigon, Vietnam, that area, just to get away, to kind of take a break, clear my head, and just get away. And don't get me wrong, just because I'm clearing my head and getting away does not mean I'm not going to take you guys on the journey. Wherever I go, I'm going to take you guys with me. That's a guarantee. You guys are like my second family. So really, you guys are my first family. with that being said, wherever I go, you guys are going to come along with the journey. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me out. If you're watching this channel for the first time and you haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button. Take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button, help me out. Leave some comments, let me know, especially if you're watching the rerun of this video, because them comments are set in stone. They are there for people to see down the road. In a year from now, people will be reading your comments. And the comments that you make during the live video, they are a part of this video indefinitely. So make sure you guys are commenting, and people will be looking at them. So moving on to the topic. Well, before we get to the topic, let's take a quick look, see who all we have in the room. We got 931 in the room. What is up? How's it going tonight? We got Chris B. How's it going, Chris? Hope you're having a great night. We got Indiana Tones. How's it going? Mr. Cluckins. How's it going, buddy? Hope you're having a great one. We got Bumblebee in the room. How's it going tonight, Bumblebee? Hope you're having a great night. Let's see. Each variant gets weaker and less fatal. I don't recall D being a big deal. I am pretty much over the Cove thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of at that point too where even the guy that found the new variant, he actually said, in his opinion, it's weak. It's weak. But news, you know how news is now. I mean, you could get a tropical storm, and the mainstream media is going to tell you it's Category 5. It's kind of crazy the way it is, and it's sad that is the way news is. That's why, I mean, I hate to say it, I have to get a lot of my news from YouTube. If I want to see what's going on in Australia, I need to go to a small YouTuber in Australia and watch their videos and kind of see what's going on over there. If I want to see what's going on in, Europe, I like to watch smaller YouTubers. I like smaller YouTubers because they're not afraid to put stuff out there. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm getting to the point where I watch what I say. I watch the words that I use on here. If I read a comment and I don't want to say the word, I'll try to beat around the bush a little bit. That kind of comes up because, I spend a lot of time making YouTube videos, and obviously I don't want to see my channel take huge hits and basically get booted off the platform. So I have to stay within YouTube's guidelines. Now, some YouTubers that are small and they're sitting on, 50, 60 subscribers, they don't worry. They're prepared to say whatever they want, and if they lose their account, that's okay. They'll just start over again. So, it is one of them things. I like to watch those channels, and I like to support the little guys too. So, and speaking of support, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Okay, so we are going to move into what we're going to be talking about tonight. Let me jump over here real quick. Now, I've already said please subscribe, not just to keep up on new stuff, but maybe some of the old videos. We've got over 1,000. We're pushing 1,500 videos right now on a lot of different topics all over YouTube. And I'm kind of one of them kind of roundabout people. So I like to talk about what I'm doing. I like to talk about what's going on. If I do something, I like to, say how I do it. I spent most of my day at Max Barbecue today and actually learned how to carve up a turkey properly, because I actually spent my Thanksgiving with Domingo, the owner of Max Barbecue, and he smoked a turkey, he smoked a ham, he cut it up, he did a great job carving it up, and I said, I noticed some people just break it up. They just rip a wing off, they just rip a drumstick off, slap it on a plate. I said, yours really looked nice. It was a nice presentation. I said, how about we make a video when I do mine? And he said, yeah, whenever you want to bring it in. Now, I picked up a couple. Turkeys are cheap right now. After Thanksgiving, the price, kind of comes down. You can still catch some deals. Sometimes they've started thawing out a little bit in the store because they put them in the refrigerators. That way people could last minute get them. Now they're marking them down. It's a good opportunity if you have that ability to catch them. I have 2 turkeys that I took over there, and I had smoked all night last night, and then we carved them up today. I will be putting that video up soon. I know he said, hey, what's going on with the barbecue videos? I said, I know I'm behind on videos. You guys have been following me know, big topics come up. I can't really skip a big topic while it's hot, kind of like today's topic of what is going on with the sell-off. Why are all these CEOs and rich elite insiders selling off their stocks? Now, we haven't seen a drop yet in the stock market. And, I mean, we've seen a drop, but it's not like, oh, my word, I'm not freaking out yet. I mean, today we lost another 400 points, 461 points on the Dow Jones, another 1.3%. But taking a look at a 5-day now, this is not the first day. We've only had one up day out of the last 5. Over the last 5 days, we have dropped 1,730 points. We've dropped almost 5% in 5 days. Now, I mean, the stock market has been great. If you've been in the stock market, you've been making some money. And here's the thing. We all know stuff corrects. Well, you know what? If I have the option to get out of something before it goes down, I don't mind stepping aside, kind of dodging that hit, and then, getting back in. Now, I know some people, they've got the 401ks, they can't, the Roth IRAs, they got to ride that train out. And what I kind of worry about is the people that don't understand all the tax rules. Maybe they're just taking their taxes to H&R Block. They don't really understand all the ins and the outs, the write-offs, so they don't sell. They just keep buying, and in some cases that works great. I'm not going to lie. When I had someone tell me a while back, well, the stock market always goes up, theoretically, yes, the stock market has always gone up. Have we had time periods where you have, huge drops and then it takes years to catch back up? Yes. Overall, if you've got time on your hands, you can't really lose in that aspect. Now, I mean, you can lose if the dollar collapses. You can lose in certain circumstances, but overall, I will give credit when people say that for the most part, everything keeps going up. Do you really want to sit out and have your money on the sidelines, devalued essentially? If you've got a share of something and you bought a share of, we'll say, I don't know Tesla's price right now, but, we'll use the Dow Jones. Let's say you just got one share of the Dow Jones and it's at 34,000 today. If all of a sudden it drops over the next 2 weeks and it's down to 20,000, do you really want to get out at 20,000? You're already probably at the bottom. You've been cut in almost half, essentially. So a lot of people aren't going to want to get out. It's painful to get out. So that means their money's just going to sit there tied up while prices on everything continue to climb. They can't take their money out at that point. You only lose when you sell. And theoretically, that is true. Same goes for Bitcoin. I mean, if you bought Bitcoin at 70,000 and today it's at 55, you still got your Bitcoin. But the problem comes up. How long is that money going to be tied up? How long can you stomach the losses every day? So that's why I say, in 5 days, just the Dow Jones has dropped 1% a day. How many days before people just say, no, I'm done, I'm getting out? Now, hopefully, for the people that are in this, you guys know I'm anti-stock market right now. I am into precious metals. I am into cryptos. I don't want to see anybody lose money. I don't want to come across like, woohoo! That's not the case. But I want people to be prepared, and hopefully people have been diversified. Because even if I was in the stock market right now, like I've said in numerous other videos, if you have food, you have maybe a little money saved up, you've got some precious metals, and you're sitting in the stock market, or you're sitting in cryptos like me, even if they come down, I don't have to sell my cryptos. Yes, they're worth a whole lot less. Yes, the shares of the stock market are worth a whole lot less, but you don't have to sell them. The lower it goes, I believe more money will get pushed in. The only problem that I see is, what is going to happen in the near future with the Federal Reserve. So there's two standpoints on the Federal Reserve, and this is why I think the insiders kind of already know a little bit. So one of two things are going to happen. Either the Federal Reserve is going to raise interest rates, or they're going to lower interest rates, or they're going to, three things, or they're going to keep them the same. Keeping them the same, I don't believe is what they're going to do. They're either going to raise them. Why would they raise interest rates? Unfortunately, by raising interest rates, people that owe money will be forced to sell assets to pay off debt so they don't have to pay the high interest rates. Think about it. It's simple math. If you don't want to pay the interest, you pay the debt off. If, interest rate is dirt cheap, why bother selling anything? I mean, the anything that you would sell will probably go up in value. Interest is not going up in value. There's no point in selling. That is the whole reason why the Federal Reserve raise and lower interest rates, because they want to kind of control things. If they want inflation to slow, what they will do is they will skyrocket interest rates at the cost of selling and, people cashing out of the stock market, bringing the stock market down. Now, I have a belief, which, some people will disagree, some people won't, that unfortunately CEOs and insiders know what is going to happen before it happens. They've got powerful friends, they've got a lot of money, and you scratch my back, I scratch your back. And what will happen, I believe, is if the Federal Reserve thinks inflation is out of control, and they say something along the lines of transitory, we need to just get rid of that word because it's not transitory. Oh, wait. Jerome Powell did just say that. He said that on Monday. Then that tells me right there, they are aware inflation is hurting people now. I believe at the end of the day, they are out for their bottom numbers, their bottom line, money. Now, I think that at a certain point, if inflation skyrockets too high, it will discourage people from everything. It will discourage people from working. It will discourage people from producing. It will put more people on welfare, more people on the system, more people unemployed. If people aren't spending at a restaurant, then the restaurant's not making money. They lay off their people. More people go on unemployment. That puts more strain on the federal government. The more strain on the federal government, basically the more they got to print, and it pushes and excels the cycle even faster into the hole, into a black pit of inflation that we can't get out of. So I believe they are going to raise interest rates. I know people will laugh at that. I think at some point they're going to have to raise interest rates to slow down inflation. I know there's a lot of people that say they'll never do it. They can't do it. And this is where you make your own opinion on what. That's why I'm telling you guys what two sides of the coin could happen. Now, here's the downside. If they raise interest rates, the government has to generate more in taxes so they can pay higher interest rates. Because just like me, you, and most of the subscribers, most of the people in the world, in the U.S. especially, we are in debt. We owe a lot of money on credit cards. Businesses owe a lot of money on infrastructure and stuff, growing their companies, stock buybacks. So, if companies know interest rates are going to raise, well, all I got to do is get out of the stocks now, cash out, wait for the stock market to come down. It takes a big hit, maybe a 50-60% hit. Sounds scary. I know it can happen. I know some people will say that's not possible. We're not going to see a 50-60% hit. As the stock market comes down, though, it will attract new investors. People like maybe me or you that are on the sidelines will probably put our money back in there. In fact, you might even have your precious metal stackers out there that will see a nice windfall because as inflation goes up, it's going to push gold up, which in turn will take other precious metals up, especially gold and silver. And then they may get to the point where they say, you know what? this is a nice profit we've made on our gold and silver. I'm going to sell it. And with the stock market down 62% today, that's not actual today. That's just down the road what you could see. 62% now from its high. I'm going to sell some of my coins, move the money into the stock market, and eventually when it comes back up. Now, obviously, when a lot of money starts getting pumped into the stock market, it will push it back up. But I think we could see a big correction coming. And I think the insiders and CEOs that know what's going on, they have a lot of money, they've already got the inside scoop. So who knows? We're going to see how some of this plays out. For those of you guys that have maybe doubts that this is happening, this article did a great job because I like it because, one, I can see the huge top five. Elon Musk selling $10 billion worth of his own stock recently. You've got Jeff Bezos dumping almost 10 million, 9.97. The Walton family, Walmart, Sam's, that type of stuff, 6.18 billion. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, dumping 4.4 million. I'm not going to give honorable mention to Larry Page, and I'm not even sure who Sergey Brin is. They're down in the billions. Billions don't count. I mean, who don't have a billion? I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm just kidding. But it does go to show that when big money, and these are people that we know about. These are people that have to report because they are in charge of a company. If you run a multi-billion-dollar company, and you're the CEO, you have knowledge of what's going to happen as it happens, at least pertaining to your company. Therefore, if you're dumping your stock, you better have a good story why you're dumping your stock. Now, they're not going to come out and tell you, well, so-and-so over at the Fed just said they're fixing to raise interest rates. Now, they're not going to tell you that. They're just going to make up something like, it's the end of the year, I'm selling for taxes. I'm buying a new house. I've actually heard that. We've heard that. Oh, I'm getting a divorce. Oh, I'm doing this. Whatever the case may be. So they start dumping their stocks. Now, I know, some of y'all are in the stock. Some of you are not. But there's also other factors that I believe are at play here right now. Obviously, the new variant coming into the U.S., some people believe that we could see another tank in the stock market, kind of like we saw about a little under 2 years ago now. When the pandemic first started, we saw a huge sell-off. We saw people not traveling. That was what I was started out my story today with when I was looking at flights, military flights for categories 2, 3, 4, and 5 are no longer traveling. So for those of you that don't know, if you are retired military, you get to fly for free on military planes to anywhere in the world. I've done it before. I've gone to Italy for free. I just flew there. They dropped me off on just like leaving the Air Force base where you're at. You get on a plane. They drop you off on an Air Force base on the other side of the world. Bam, you go have fun. You rent an apartment. Maybe even stay on base. They do allow that. You do have to pay. I mean, it's cheap, maybe $50 a night. But then again, I was watching one video yesterday. If you make it to the Philippines, this place was amazing. Right on the beach, $50 a night. Average meal $5. Average mixed drinks $2. And it was the life. I said, wow. And you're not going to be paying that, I don't want to say high price every night. If you are like me and you get somewhere, I hang out places for a while. I mean, I've gone to places, stayed a week, 2 weeks. Darn, I was in Vegas for 3 weeks at one point because what a lot of people don't know is you can get comps where the casino, if they have you on file, they're willing to give you like 2 or 3 nights comped, free room, just to stay there because they want you to gamble is what they want. And so, I got teased at by some friends. Some of you guys have been following the channel for a while. Remember when I did this? Hey, we just stayed 2 nights, 3 nights at Circus. Now we're staying 2 nights at MGM. Now we're staying 3 nights at, I think it was Adventure Island or one of them casinos, Tahiti Village for a whole week. There's a lot of little loopholes because they want you to gamble. They want you to take a timeshare presentation. I mean, think about it. They let you stay in a place for 2 nights and you buy a timeshare. They own you for the next 30 years, essentially. Oh, don't worry. We can break the payments down smaller, stretch it out 30 years. How about 40 years? If you can't afford that, maybe you can afford this much money over the next 40 years. It's kind of sad how they lure people in with free stuff, and a lot of people don't know how to say no. Me, I know how to say free, yes please, and then no, I'm not interested, but thank you. I had a great time. It's just not the right time. And they know this. The salespeople on these things know, a lot of people aren't going to buy. They have a little strategy, though, that they don't often tell people. I actually was friends with a sales person who sold timeshares. I used to love talking to him because the lines that he had, he said he went home at night and couldn't sleep. He said, I knew what I did to them people. I locked those people in. I felt horrible selling them something that I knew was not a good deal. Oh, well, prices of vacations would go up. Yeah, so went your taxes on your timeshare. And yes, I understand in certain circumstances, timeshares can be good. If you own a company and you're going to write off your timeshare, well, that's allowed. Then in that case like that, maybe it's a good thing. If you're an average Joe that's just working, which you're going to jump at 3-4 nights free in a timeshare, and then they're going to put you in this sales pitch. Maybe they're going to offer you. For me, I always like to negotiate. What? You want to give me 2 tickets to go watch an hour-and-a-half presentation? No, thank you. I don't need a free ticket that bad. I said, do you have other options? And they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, well, what else do you got in there? And I'll listen to all their options, and then I'll be like, I'll tell you what. Throw me 2 of the tickets to the show. The Extreme Buffet, I'll take 4 tickets to that. The comp coupon book and the free vouchers and games play and the 2 mixed drinks that are given away over there, and I'll go see it. And, well, that's a lot we're giving you. Well, I'm not interested then. Once you get ready to walk away, that's what any sales negotiation comes down to is, are you willing to walk away? If they feel that you can't walk away, then they got you already. But moving back onto the story, I kind of got off topic a little bit. I apologize. I kind of wonder if a lot of these high-up insiders are selling off because they know what's coming. And I think that the average American don't see it. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean how all the dominoes will fall. Could it be another temporary thing? They'll print a ton more money, free stimulus for everybody, print even more money. It's all possible. That's possible that they can kick the can down the road and that other countries will accept our paper fiat currency because they're going to get more paper fiat currency and interest. And essentially with that fiat currency and interest that they're going to make, they're going to be able to buy all kinds of stuff from around the world till maybe even we'll get to a president that will just say, you know what, we'll sell you Hawaii. Clear our debt and we'll give you Hawaii. Clear our debt, we'll give you Alaska. Don't think for a minute that there are not the potential of a uneducated politician out there that will sell out America for what? Some fiat currency? I think it would be extremely foolish if you gave up land for paper, but I would not put it past politicians nowadays. Each day they seem to raise the bar with, I don't want to say how dumb someone can be, but how uneducated they can be to make a deal, and who even knows if there's more kickbacks or something like that coming into it. Now, moving on, though, because silver and gold obviously took another huge hit. We have been seeing silver and gold get beat down. Silver sitting at $22.50. I actually thought it was going to hit 22 today as it was falling. We did not quite see it. We saw it at 22.18, 22.16 according to that chart. What I think is right now they are putting huge amounts of paper to discourage the silver and gold investors. So that's one option. The second possibility is it's not just that. It's some of that, but maybe there's also some selling of gold because people that are invested in paper gold, not physical, are saying, I think they're going to print more money, and I think they're going to push gold and silver down even more. People don't understand that, gold and silver is the real money. It is the ultimate hedge against inflation. Short term, I don't care what it does. I'm that confident in it that when the time comes that I really need gold and silver to be there for me, gold and silver is going to have my back. The ultimate friend, gold and silver. I should have named the title that. I say that because when a dollar or a currency of a country collapses, gold and silver is heavily, heavily sought after. Everybody wants it. And there's a reason they want it, because they know they can take it to another country, a country that has a more stable currency. If you were in Venezuela and you had your money in gold and silver, well, now you're banking it. You're living on top of the world. While everybody else is getting crushed from mounting inflation monsters, you're covered. You're sitting on gold and silver. As inflation prices go up on everything and your pay goes down, essentially you've got your gold and silver skyrocketing in price. Now, I don't only believe that gold and silver is where people will put their money. Now, I do believe, some people will put it to cryptos, and we're going to talk about that here in a quick minute. But moving on, since we did mention gold and silver, we've got to take a look at what gold did today. So gold holding its ground pretty well. It did, start going down, but that's okay. It's 1780. We're actually seeing it kind of up from where it was yesterday. So I think that the smart money knows that gold is here to stay. Big banks know that. More and more countries are looking at gold as an option, and less countries are taking the U.S. dollar. Now, I know if you are looking at the chart off to the side of the screen, it says 30 days it's down $13 or less than 1%, 0.72%. Now, yeah, that stings. Any kind of a loss kind of stings a little. If you've been in it 6 months, you're down $118 or 6.5%. Well, you know what? I can say that about the stock market. The Dow Jones in a week is down almost 5%. And, 6 months, my goal is down 6%. So I'm a little bit ahead of inflation even on that scale. But here's the thing now, too. If you look at a 1 year out, you've got gold's down $34 in a year out. So it's down 2%. So, but when you go further back, I've always said gold and silver is not a short-term play. You don't buy gold and silver today to turn around and sell it tomorrow. No, you're in it for the long haul. So if you go out 5 years, you're actually up $610 roughly, or 52%. I'm a little distracted because I hear my dog on the other side of the window tapping on the glass. I don't know if he's playing with something or what, but it kind of makes me laugh a little bit, so I apologize. So moving on, because we did say we were going to talk briefly about cryptos. Taking a look at cryptos, we're seeing a lot of cryptos dipping down. Now, some of this could be end of the year plays. A lot of people will take their losses so they can have their write-offs. Some people will start taking small amounts of gains at the end of the year so they'll claim their gains. Because even though I know some people will say you don't have to claim cryptos, legally you are supposed to claim cryptos. I've been reading a lot of the crypto law lately, so I understand a little bit about the tax law surrounding cryptos. Even if you get free cryptos through like Coinbase, you're supposed to report that. Even if you simply trade a crypto, you're supposed to report that if there was gains. Let's say you trade 1 million shares of Shiba coin, and when it's all said and done, you get, 1.5 million worth of Shiba coin. Well, that 500,000 Shiba coin, you're supposed to estimate the value and report that. I know some people are like, they don't know, they don't send the, you know what, I don't want to take any chances personally on that stuff, but I mean, it is smart to calculate your taxes before the end of the year. If once the year's over, there's nothing you can do. That's why you have big companies that some companies will spend money. Now, I am not a tax professional. I just do my homework for myself. I try to prepare my stuff as best I can, and then I submit it over to a actual CPA, and he looks over it. A lot of times he looks very thoroughly. I tell him be extremely strict. If I ever get looked at, I want to make sure that I am covered. I don't want to be, I've even actually paid in some years a little bit too much because it really didn't affect me a huge amount. I mean, so what? If I make $1,000 in stocks and I didn't really make a lot of money that year, and I want to claim that I made a little bit more, I want to pay a little extra. I mean, some people do that. Maybe they don't submit a receipt. Maybe you had a tax bill that was $1,000, and you know what? You didn't report it. You didn't give it to them because you didn't mind paying that little extra. I know some people out there are going to say that is crazy. Why? Why would you not claim every write-off? Because by not claiming every write-off, in my personal opinion, yes, I'm paying a little bit more. I guess I'm just a good guy doing my part, giving Uncle Sam a little extra. But I also want to make sure if some small thing happens and I miss something, that I'm still going to be okay. But like I said, I'm not a tax professional. You need to do your homework. Same with investment. I'm not an investment advisor. You need to do your own homework. Talk to an investment advisor if you want an investment advice. Talk to a CPA if you want. I do this channel just to kind of tell you what's going on in my life, how I view things, and it gives you a starting point to kind of start digging. Stuff to think about, stuff to look into. Because we are seeing, like I said, a lot of changes right now going on, and the rules are changing so fast that it is kind of squishing out a lot of people. That's why I said earlier, looking at the Dow Jones, 5% in a week, that's a big drop. Yes, there is a lot of money selling. Who knows if this is going to be long-term. Now, I didn't say anything about the Nasdaq, but the Nasdaq went down another 1.83% today, dropped another 283 points. But if you look at it over a 5-day, it's only down a little under 3%, 2.7%. It's down about 423 points. Now, I know somebody out there maybe might say, well, 400 is not nearly as bad as 2,000. Keep in mind, though, the Nasdaq is priced a lot lower. With it being only 15,254 points, it doesn't take as many points to make the same percentages against when you're comparing it to the Nasdaq. But what I believe is happening is we are going to see a sell-off. If the sell-off continues, like I said, there's no 100% way to know what is the Federal Reserve going to do. That is the magic question. Unless you have a magic crystal ball and you know what they're going to say, then, man, shoot me a private email so I know. Or you have inside information. And if that's the case, I don't want to know. Do not write to me. I don't want nothing to do with insider information. I would stay away from it because I don't want to get in trouble. I'm good. I don't want no spankings. So needless to say, that's pretty much it for tonight. Let's jump over. We'll read through some of the comments and see what people are talking about, what's going on in the room. I am probably heavily behind on the comments. I apologize for that. It's hard for me to look at all the comments while I'm reading through the article, especially when a question gets asked. It kind of breaks the train of thought a little bit. What have I missed? Are you talking about big silver sell-off? Yes, we are. I think, though, a lot of that is people, one, manipulation, two, people selling off because it's the end of the year, three, essentially just, knowing or really believing strongly that government is going to print more money, and essentially they can push silver down even lower to kind of make people think it's a bad investment. And then people, when they get scared and they see it go down, I mean, I told you guys, I remember when silver was at $11 and I saw a guy go into my buddy's shop in San Antonio, Antiques on Broadway, and sell him a 100-ounce bar of silver for a lousy $1,000. $1,000. I'm not saying $1,000 is lousy. I shouldn't say it like that, but 100 ounces of silver at $10 an ounce. Now, I know someone out there's going to be like, he had to sell it for cheaper. You're right. There are going to be circumstances where people get out of their silver. If you go in somewhere and you are desperate and you're not in a rush to shop around, you're going to sell a little cheap. And on the flip side, if you are a buyer and you're a little nervous and your primary job is to buy something and turn around and resell it to somebody else, it could have kept falling. You never know. I didn't think silver could ever go to $11. Nobody was selling it for $11, but I didn't think it could go that low. How long could it stay that price? A lot of dealers are not speculators. That's one of the things that he actually taught me. I don't speculate in silver. What does that mean, speculate in silver? What do you mean by that? He goes, I'm not going to buy and hold and hope that it keeps going up in price. If I buy it today, I put a small markup on it and I sell it. A lot of big dealers don't want to be speculators. They're not gamblers. They guarantee to win by just blowing stuff out slightly marked up from what they bought it for. And yes, sometimes you get caught with your pants down and essentially you buy something and then it goes lower and you need the money and you sell it for lower. And sometimes you make out like a bandit and you buy something cheap and then all of a sudden, instantly in a day, it skyrockets. I mean, we've seen silver fall $10 in a week. I mean, how is that possible in the grand scheme of things? It's only possible if you're talking paper, silver, and manipulation. Moving down through the comments, I have been following you for a long time. Since you did your Final Four coin giveaway. Oh, my word, Indiana Tones. I so remember that. So for those of you guys that don't know what the Final Four coin giveaway was, that was one of my first giveaways. And I wanted everybody to have a chance, an awesome chance at winning. And I wanted to promote views, I guess you could say. So I gave everybody a team, a number, and if your team moved on, you moved on. And if your team lost, you were eliminated. That was a really fun giveaway. It was a lot of work. I remember it being probably 800 or 900 people. The only giveaway that I had that was harder than that giveaway, that Final Four giveaway, was the giveaway when I hit 100 videos. So when I hit 100 videos, I wanted to give away an amazing piece of silver. And I said, here's how I'm going to do it. If you want an entry, comment on this video. And if you want a second entry, comment on one of my other videos. And every video you comment would give you an entry. So if you've been watching me from day one and you've caught all my videos, you're already commenting on everything. But if you're newer to the channel, you better go back and watch those videos and get your entries. There were some people that went back and commented on every video, and they had 100 entries. 100 entries. It was amazing. However, the amount of entries that I had in that was something like 5,000 when I only had maybe 900 subscribers. But it was fun. It was a really fun, it was a lot of work. It took me days to write all those names down. I said I will never do a giveaway like that again, but I don't like the basic, okay, we're just going to pick a random comment. It's kind of, it's easy, but it's not as exciting. It's over in a matter of minutes. Let's see. So thank you so much, Indiana Tones. And I remember you way back then. I could probably pull up the video right now and show all your entries. I do remember you being on that. I remember a lot of the original subscribers. A lot of them are still subscribed to me. We don't see them always. Some of them have moved on to other things. Some of them have channels of their own now. But they still stay subscribed, which really helps out the channel because, subscriber count is kind of a big thing on YouTube. It's what generates essentially people saying, hey, come check out my restaurant, make a video at my restaurant, and I'll hook you up with a free meal. I'll hook you up with this. I'll sponsor the video. Maybe I'll give you a free item to, come in and just do a video on it. So it is a big thing, especially for YouTubers. I mean, YouTubers don't make a lot of money. You guys know that. We don't get paid. We're not rich. Needless to say, I like doing it because someday I believe that I'm building something. I'm building something that doesn't pay me today, but I enjoy it. I love making YouTube videos for you guys. And I believe down the road, at some point, I will continue to grow and I'll be a big channel. And who knows, maybe I will have my homestead out in the country with my cows, my sheep, my goats, my chickens, my lambs, my sheep, gotta have an ox, and I'm trying to think some of the other animals. But needless to say, I'll have my homestead. I'll be fully 100% self-sufficient on my property. And when I go on vacation, I'll take you guys with me. Wherever I go, you guys will be going. So moving on, taking a look at some of the other ones. K-Pax, what is up, my man? K-Pax has been here a while, too. He's been here forever. I remember he was in the early giveaways, too. Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Nice. Yes. Coming to us from Canada. We got people from Canada. We got people from Australia. We got people from Mexico. Had one in here from El Salvador for a little while. A lot of people from the U.S. The majority of the subscribers are from the U.S. But keep in mind, where you are is usually the audience because you run into people over time. And when that happens, you essentially will kind of grow your base in that area. Let's see. You look pretty, Tsquare. Thank you. I actually got it on my hair. It's not all let out. It's kind of tucked in the little hat opening. So it's there. I didn't cut it. I had one day, Michael C got on here and commented, nice, you cut your hair. And I was like, took it off. Nope. So moving on. Thank you so much. Silver to the Moon. I hope we're going to see Silver the Moon. It's going to take a little time. It's going to take more inflation. And as things continue to happen, they're going to happen. And we're going to be there. When it matters, you're going to be okay, I believe. Because you've been watching the channel. You've been doing what you understand. You know what you need to do. You've got food. You've got preps. You've maybe got some gold, some silver stashed away somewhere, put up. You'll be okay. And everybody else will be in the stock market. And when it comes crashing down, it's gonna be rough for a lot of people. Think back about the Great Depression. So I got lucky when I was at Mac's Barbecue probably 3 weeks ago. There was an older man there. I'm gonna say for this one, I'm just gonna say an old man. The guy was in what was it? How did he say it? He was around for Vietnam. He was around for World War II. He was around for the Great Depression. This guy has been around for a while. He was like 99, and he could still talk. He could still have a conversation. He was on the news, and then his buddies, who were a little younger than him, in their 80s, took him out to eat at Mac's Barbecue. And we were all talking, and so Domingo sat down with him. I sat down with him, and the guy was telling me a story. I said, let me ask you a question. Do you remember the Great Depression? He goes, the end of it. I said, so what was it like? He goes, the banks didn't have any money. There was no money. Nobody had money, and people had to make do. And, I mean, that's a lifestyle. When you have to make do, it's kind of like a spoiled kid. I'm going to say a spoiled kid. A kid can be spoiled and get his way all the time until the law is laid down. Eventually, you don't get your way. And it's hard because in a lot of cases, some people don't want to be the parent to be the bad guy. So he gets to go through life kind of at ease. And I believe, unfortunately, a lot of society have it easy right now. They want something, charge it on a card. It's no big deal. I don't make enough for it. Who cares? I'm going to charge it. I'll pay it off in the next 10 years at some point. Interest is cheap. What's an extra $20 a day? I don't know. That's just you working an extra hour a week for free for the next 20 years, 10 years. It all depends how you look at stuff. Me, I have a weird philosophy. I look at stuff in terms of ounces. Now, I know a lot of people might laugh at that, but when I go to buy something, I look at how many ounces of silver is it going to be. Okay, I'm going to go out for a $20 seafood plate. That's an ounce of silver. Seafood, one-time experience, ounce of silver. I weigh it. Let's say I want a $100 barbecue pit. Not a crazy barbecue pit. I'm not looking at a $500 one, just a $100 one. Roughly 4 ounces of silver or a barbecue pit. And by constantly weighing and thinking it out, you're always positioning yourself. If you're in a position where you make spontaneous choices, you don't think about it, it puts you in a hard spot, because some of these kids now and adults, I won't even say kids, a lot of people now they want it, they get it, and they don't care, because they will take your car loan out 3 years. Let's go to 4. Let's go to 5. Let's go to 6. I didn't know that they have 7-year car loans now. I didn't know that until I talked to a buddy of mine. I said, nuh-uh. He said, yes, 7 years. We can put anybody in a car. It doesn't matter what it costs. Houses, remember when the houses were 20 years? Some people then got into 30 years. I've always had a 30-year mortgage. Now, 50. We did 40. We do 50 now. It is crazy. It doesn't matter how much money you make. You can make minimum wage. If you're young, we'll sell it to you, and you will be paying it. After that car is rusted in the ground, you'll be still making payments. It is crazy the way it's set up. And the system's set up like that for a reason. It's set up to enslave you, essentially. And it will enslave everybody. Please, if you're watching this and you've made it this far, please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button, help the channel out. Moving down through the comments, how do I get a backdrop like you? I don't actually know. I was lucky enough, this beautiful backdrop was given to me by Bumblebee. And she is in the room. So if you know, if you ask Bumblebee where you can get a backdrop like this, I love this. I will have this forever. Every time I touch it, rub it, look at it, I'll be thinking of Bumblebee or Maria. Just so you guys know. Scrolling through. Let's see. His backdrop was a gift from me. Yep, there it is. So, I don't really know where you get them from. I have a bad habit of always wanting to know how much something costs. I don't even remember asking her on that one because I loved it so much. I didn't really care what it cost because I really did love it. And I do love it. I'll probably, if I go even visit the Philippines, I might roll this up and put it in my bag. It's nice cloth. It doesn't, you can see kind of where my chair rubs against the wall right here. My wall is actually soft, my sheetrock right here, but it's not really destroying the letters like you would think it would from being constantly rubbed it up against. Let's see, scrolling down through the comments. I want to make one for my live streams. Yes. You know what? Bumblebee, if you want, you can go over and subscribe to Indiana Tones. And everybody, I mean, help out Indiana Tones, and just subscribe to his channel. You'll start seeing him in your feeds. If you hit that bell for notifications, same with mine. If you don't have my bell turned on for notifications, you'll know right off when I go live. You'll know when I post a video. It'll pop up, and I'm big on helping other channels. I'm not greedy like, oh no, I don't want someone else to get another sub because then someone might not watch one of my videos. I'm not like that. I want to see people that enjoy something. I believe you should embrace that. You should nurture that. My son actually cooked me the other night by himself teriyaki chicken and noodles, and it was delicious. And I made sure that I let him know that, because when you nurture something, even if it was bad, I hate to say this, but it was really good. Even if it was bad, I would have probably said, wow, that was really good, man. Next time, cook the noodles a little longer so they're cooked all the way through. That was not the case, but I'm saying if it was, I would still let him know that it was good. The first thing I ever cooked, I tried cooking noodles, hamburger, and I think it was noodles and hamburger and sauce all at the same time. I didn't understand you had to actually boil the noodles before you put them in. That was when I was a kid. My dad still laughs at that to this day, especially when I cook something and I post it on Facebook, and he's like, oh, look at you, Mr. Chef. I see, and he's like, I remember when you didn't know you had to boil noodles. You just thought pasta would actually like soften and heat. And it's comical, but people have to embrace that. People have to encourage that. That's why I encourage a lot of people every day to start picking up silver. You don't have to go crazy and put your whole paycheck in it today. You can just get an ounce today. You can get an ounce next week. You can get an ounce each payday. And over time, when the time comes, you won't be stressed because you'll have a small stack built up that you'll know you'll be okay no matter what happens. What is up, the stacking kid? How's it going, buddy? We got Michael C in the house, my man. What is up, Michael? We got Aunt Orta. How's it going tonight? Hope you're having a great one. Jimmy, how's it going? I think, Jimmy, you were already in here. Dylan, how's it going? Hope you're having a great one. I was just kind of jumping ahead a little bit on the comments just so I could make sure I said hi to all the people that were in here so you know that I am getting to your comments. Let's see. I might have missed a couple there. I'm going to try not to. Let's see. Indiana Tones. I have a cousin out of Houston that makes these awesome backgrounds. And I'm sure, if you wrote to that person, then they probably do them for other YouTubers or channels or whatever you want. I love the background. I really do. Cool. I'm in New York City. Nice. And I'm sure they'll ship, for a small shipping fee. The stacking kid. I don't know. Stocks are already undervalued. I don't know. Stocks are already undervalued. It's only large caps that are overvalued. I'm not going to say there are not stocks out there that are undervalued. I'm not going to say that. That's like saying, that's like putting everything in one category, and you can't do that. It's like saying, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a comparison real quick. But, there's going to be stocks that are still great buys. Even if the stock market collapses, even if the stock market keeps going up, there's always going to be outliers that don't fit in the natural statistics of things. Either they have huge potential and they're going to keep going up, or, but I have a belief that a lot of stocks are overvalued. And I will say I think you're right in large cap stocks because it's your big companies like Facebook, Amazon, Tesla, Ford. A lot of these big name companies are overvalued. They're not. You take a company like Tesla, and don't get me wrong, the more I read about Elon Musk, he's a different kind of guy. I used to not really like him, I'm not going to lie. If you watch one of my old videos, you will see when I talked about Tesla, I didn't like the guy. I didn't like his imagination, I guess you could say. And I still don't really like that, but I understand where the guy's coming from. He is a dreamer. He is thinking about the future, and he don't mind sharing his thoughts on where he sees the company. I just think sometimes his expectations of his company are a little bit ahead of the price target that they're currently putting on Tesla. And what I mean by that is, you know, if Tesla makes a contract to sell X amount of cars to somebody, they haven't sold any cars yet, but yet the stock goes through the roof. And in some cases, it even goes up the roof even higher than it even could be if the cars had already sold. They wouldn't have made that much profit to drive the shares up that high. So I kind of agree with that. I can agree with you, Stacking Kid. The Fed can't hike rates because it would make the United States default on their debt. To a point, I believe that is true. However, it's true in one way, but it's not in another way. And here's how I factor this out. In order to default, you can, I mean, it's true what they say about you can, when they say you can't default because you can always print more. To a point, that is true. You're just going to have to suffer from inflation. If you are not worried about your citizens in your country, you can print money to oblivion. Now, the second factor, you can't hike interest rates because you'll default. If they print more and the countries are willing to take it and not stop taking it, well then, I mean, they can keep using monopoly money for all anybody cares. As long as you're willing to accept my monopoly money from here to infinity, I can print it to infinity. Now, we have been doing that for too long. Obviously, for that to happen, for us to default, someone needs to say, we're done, we're not taking it. And me personally, if the world wants to use monopoly money, and I have all the monopoly money in the world, essentially, you work for me. I own you. I know some people are going to not like the way that came across. But if you're willing to work for dirt that I shovel out of my backyard, and everybody's willing to take it and work for it and give me their prized possessions for it, I can keep digging it out of the yard all day until there's no dirt anywhere. And they can keep printing until there's no paper to print on. And then they may even do what Weimar Germany was doing and print on plastic, print on wood, print on matchbooks, anything they could print bills on, they did it. And they inflated their money until it wasn't worth nothing. Now, do I think that's going to hurt? Yes. If inflation gets too bad, you can bet the candidates will get rearranged in politics. You will see a lot of politicians getting pushed away. So that's my thoughts on that. They can keep kicking the can down the road. I didn't think they could print as much as they did, $16 trillion in the last, couple years. I didn't think they could go up that fast, but they're pushing it. They're setting new ways. You know, I actually been meaning to read the free brochure that Stansberry Research just did. I actually watched Danielle. I watched her before when she was on her previous channel. She is one of the YouTubers that I literally will watch as soon as her video pops. It's a guarantee. I've thumbs up every one of her videos. I've watched every one. They just did a report on how scary it is that they can get away with printing this much money this fast. I'm not always going to agree with mainstream people on either side. I'm not going to agree 100% with people like Jerome Powell that think we can just print and not have consequences. But I'm also not going to agree 100% with the people like Mike Malone that will flat out say we will default if we raise interest rates, or if we keep printing, it's guaranteed the outcomes. I'm kind of in the middle of some of these, because realistically, how long have some of these people been saying they can't keep doing it? They can keep doing it until someone lays the law down and says, we're done. We're done. We want hard assets for hard assets. Before that comes, big money will already have gotten their money out, and they're going to leave the rest of us holding the bag. Scrolling down through, long time no chat. Aunt Orta, how's it going? Hope you're having a great night. Michael C., hello all. Silver almost cheap enough to purchase. Oh, it's cheap enough to purchase. I'm still picking up stuff now. A little slow. It's the end of the year. Just like everybody else, I am already evaluating my taxes for the new year, making sure, am I going to want a few extra write-offs? Do I want to invest this? Do I want to remodel on that? That type of stuff. Or am I good and just roll the dice and wait and see what happens? I think silver has a possibility of dipping under 20. 931. That's something Silver Wolverine said. He's been saying it. Remember, I'm going to give people credit where it's due. Silver Wolverine said, we'll see $20 silver probably this year. And we all laughed at him when silver was at almost 30. Here's the thing. Are you going to be able to buy it for $20? And when this kind of gets crazy and stuff starts breaking down, what's going to happen? Is it going to skyrocket, or is it going to slowly go up 20 cents, 30 cents? I think it's going to really skyrocket and start moving up. Let's see. I think silver has a... Okay, we already read that. I still think the dollar will keep rising. We seen it kind of take a hit the other day. We saw it take a hit because... Jerome Powell said, quit saying transitory. It's not transitory. We're past transitory. I was like, no, he did not just say that. So he knows, and it's so bad. If they're saying that, it's worse than they're even telling us. Moving on through, checking the comments. So I don't think it can keep going indefinitely. Let's see, scrolling through, if the dollar collapses and you needed food, would you trade gold or silver for food? Absolutely. I mean, but if you are wise, you have already stockpiled a certain amount of food. You can always use it. I was telling a lady that tonight that, like I said, I was talking to the older lady next door. I told her, I said, buying a case of Campbell's soup and putting it in your pantry, it's not going to go bad in what, a year? Unless the can is like damaged or something's wrong, like an outlier. You have a unique thing. The average can of food is not going to go bad in a year. Probably not even going to go bad in 2 years. I've actually eaten a can of tomatoes. I'm one of these people that I got to test things. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the deceit. I'm tired of all the fake stuff that they are cramming down to us. So I put a can of tomatoes to the test. I held this can of tomatoes, and I actually held the whole case of them. And I let the case expire. And on the expiration date, I ate one can, and it's not an expiration date. It's a best buy date. I opened up a can. I smelt it. I looked at it. It looked fine, and I ate it. I was fine. It tasted normal, everything. I waited for it to expire by 1 year, and then I ate it. I waited for it to expire 2 years, and then I ate it. I've now had this. It's only a half a case now, and it's been 5 years that I've held this case of tomatoes. In the very back part of my pantry, there's only about 6 cans left, give or take. Maybe 7, no, there's at least 6 or 7. I think it's 6, to be honest. And I leave them there. And when it comes around again, I've had this case of tomatoes since Hurricane Harvey. And it didn't start out with this intent. It was in the very back. It didn't get rotated. I just kept, and then each time now, I don't use them. Should I rotate the case in? I would. But now it's more about, I want to know. Is it true that the can of tomatoes has too much acid, and if you eat an expired can of tomatoes, you are going to not make it past that? I don't believe that. I don't now. Every time I open the can, when that year comes around, I open the can, I look at it, I inspect it. It looks good. It smells good. Eat it. See what happens. Hopefully, I am here another day. I may have to do it live next time, just in case that is the last one, but I'm not worried about it. If the can looks like the acidity in it has not eaten away at the can, I'm probably going to be fine. Michael C. coming in. I love paying taxes. Let me pay more. What? That was back from my comment earlier. I'm not going to say I love paying. I'm joking. I'm joking when I say that. But if I know my income was low and I want to kind of pay in, you're not really paying in a little extra. Just because you claim a little extra does not mean that you're paying in a little extra. I mean, because here's the thing. If you claim $1,000 write-off, it does not necessarily mean you're going to get $1,000 back. So if you think that maybe you might have missed something that you forgot about, it happens. Nothing big. I mean, maybe there was a bank account that you had and you forgot, and it sent you a $2 interest over the last year or some crazy amount. I mean, I'm lucky if I even get 10 cents now because banks on interest don't pay anything hardly. But, in some cases, everybody needs to consult their own accountant, CPA, on that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, in some cases, I'm not saying I want to go give them, hey, here's an extra 20 grand. No, I'm not saying that. I know, Michael. I'd like to thank you, Michael, for that stimulus check that I got. I'm just kidding, dude. I know, Michael, you hate paying taxes. Needless to say, scrolling down through, did you get rid of the thing that shows your sub count? I did. So, Mr. Cluckins, I got rid of my sub count counter on YouTube for the time being because the videos were getting popular. And I kind of didn't want someone to see the sub counter and be like, man, this guy's only got 6,000, 7,000 subs. I don't want to subscribe to that. I want to subscribe to big channels. So I have temporarily hit it because now I am over 1,000 videos. I'm actually almost 1,500 videos. And so I took it down for the time being. Trust me, when I hit a big milestone, you guys will know it. You guys will know it. I will do something awesome with huge giveaways. And I have noticed that I am picking up more momentum by not showing it when my videos get popular. Let's see. Picked up some sunshine, 5 ounces on JM Bullion. Nice. You should consider, have you seen any of the videos from Universal Coin and Bullion? I say that because depending on how much you paid and depending on where you are, if you are in the U.S., Universal Coin and Bullion is the way to go. I have on my channel a whole playlist dedicated to Universal Coin and Bullion because this company has been really beating pretty much everybody that I've seen, period. So this is the playlist right here. This is the channel. Please hit that subscribe button. It's a huge help. And right here, Universal Coin and Bullion, right now it's the second playlist. I may shuffle up my playlist for another reason, as I am trying to test out algorithm techniques on some different things. But it is the second playlist right now, Universal Coin and Bullion. They have done an amazing job, even in this time of silver, going crazy. still being able to get stuff in some cases only $1 over spot. Granted, there's a limit. You can't buy 100 ounces at $1 over spot. But in some cases, you pick up 2, 3, and that's all they allow you to get. Well, that's cool. If you don't mind what you're getting, a lot of companies right now are blowing out stuff, end-of-the-year deals. They just ran a huge end-of-the-year deal. I've already showed one of the 2 package openings on 2 nights ago. Right here, in fact. Look at that. Silver bullet to stop inflation. Ironically, it is a 1-ounce silver bullet. This was a great... In fact, now that I look at it, I forgot to put Universal Coin and Bullion's logo up there. Now I feel bad. But I'm going to have to fix that, actually, because that was a package open. But I didn't want to just call it package opening because a lot of people don't like package openings. And they like the deals, though. When they see the deals, he tells me a lot of you guys call him up and you'll mention the channel because you're going to get taken care of if you mention the channel. So I recommend them, Universal Coin and Bullion. Call up at the description of any one of these videos. It does say Universal Coin and Bullion. It has a contact number and a contact agent. That contact agent is Bulltide or Chris. You guys know him as Bulltide here in the room because he does visit the channel a lot, and he takes good care of us. He's donated stuff to give away. We've given it away. He's given me extra stuff, like when the new books came out. He's like, hey, man, I threw you in a book. Nice. Anytime you get something for free, it's always a happy day. And anytime we get to give something away to a lucky subscriber, it's always a happy day. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. I would definitely check him out. But depending on what you paid for your 5 ounces at Sunshine Mint, you may have gotten a good deal. And I can't remember if you are in the United States, which will make a big difference. Dude, you need a haircut. B, please help T. Let's see. B's not. Oh, yeah, B is in the room. I was going to say, I don't know if B's still here. I didn't see a comment behind it. I'm trying to grow my hair out. I am thinking about trimming the beard down a little bit. It's just getting a little long, but someone wants me to set up reef ornaments and hang them all around it as a joke. So I'm on the fence of looking into that. Let's see. Scrolling down through. Let's see, where did I leave off? What's taxes? What's Mr. Cluckins? Let's see. Did you get that? Dude, you need a haircut. Okay. Scrolling through, checking the comments. Ba-bam, ba-bam. Every time I touch it, rub it, I'll be thinking of Bumblebee. Someone's not up to date, I don't think, on the actual comments. Actually, now that I just read that out loud, I just thought of something altogether different. That does not sound good the way you worded that. I was just thinking of this because I was... Come on, Jimmy. This is a family show. I can't even believe I said that out loud either. I was just telling someone today how people on YouTube like to take stuff, signal out stuff, and take it totally out of context. Let's see here. Tsquare. You serve the world, Papa. Thank you. I am here to inform, help, and spread the word, hopefully. Let's see. I meant to say, Tsquare, you deserve the world. That's okay. That I appreciate that. I thank you so much. Let's see. I was thinking that T deserves a haircut. Are you my dad? Is that you, Dad? Are you watching the show under the alias of Michael C? I literally, every time I talk to my dad, he is on me about getting a haircut. Dude, get a haircut already. I said I'm going to, one of these days, if I can lose some weight, get back in shape a little bit, I'm going to do a photo of me with a haircut, clean cut, 3 years ago. And then I'm going to do a photo of me with my hair down at the beach. And then we'll see what people, and if people say, cut it, then I will run some sort of a challenge video that if we can get enough people to subscribe to the channel in a short amount of time, I will cut it off and donate it to Locks of Love or something like that. But I'm not going to make it easy. I'm not going to make it easy because I have not cut my hair since the beginning of the pandemic. So I don't see it getting cut, but I will probably give it a try. And as someone made the comment earlier tonight, because I see Silver Wolverine just came in the room, and Bull Tide just came in the room. So there's Bull Tide we were just talking about Bull Tide. Earlier in the show, we were talking about Silver Wolverine. Silver Wolverine's comment, once silver dips to 16, you will be able to buy it for 20. OMG. And then Silver Wolverine will have fulfilled his premonition of silver under 20. Michael C., you are welcome. Let's see. When the spot price dips, the premiums on silver hold or even go up in some cases. I don't know. Bull Tide's in the room. Bull Tide, if you're still in the room, what do you think? If silver dips to 16, realistically, do you think the premiums would go up, or do you still think maybe you'd have like a $3 or $4 premium on silver? I'm curious to hear your thoughts, Bull Tide. Bull Tide is the leading, in my opinion, one of the experts because he does that for a living. He sells gold and silver to help people kind of protect their wealth. And he takes really good care of a lot of people in the room. I see he's in here. So I'd be curious to hear his thoughts of if silver dips to 16. I am convinced if silver's at 16 spot price, you should be able to buy it for maybe 20. I will let you know if anybody spots any kind of online dealer selling silver for under 20. Please shoot me a link. What is up, Joe Jimenez? I see Joe Jimenez popped in the room real quick. Let me know if you see that, because I will share that and I will put that out there, and I want everybody to get a good deal. Now, with that being said, we are all caught up on the comments. We had a great show. We had a lot of people jumping in and out. I thank you guys for that. If you are watching the show, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I know based on the names that are in the room tonight, you have, most of you guys are all subscribed, I believe, because I recognize the name as regulars, or you've been here in the past and you've just been busy, and I understand that. Maybe you're going to school. Maybe you've been busy at work. Who knows what the case may be. Let's see. He could be right. Premiums would go up. Not a lot of silver out right now. Okay. So it's a possibility. The way he just said that, it's a possibility we could see premiums go up. I don't know, in my opinion, because it gets harder to stomach. And what I mean by that harder to stomach is if silver is priced at 16 on paper, I don't know if a lot of people are going to want to spend 25. You're talking a 66% markup roughly on silver. I personally don't think I would be buying silver at, I mean, I like silver at 25. So, and this is where it gets crazy. So, if you like silver at 25, should it matter what the premium is? Should it matter what silver is priced at? Everybody's going to have a difference of opinion on that. Did you see my reply to your comments? Not yet. I don't read. I don't check that, but I guess so I was talking last night or the night before that I wished I had an app or something so I can check comments and never miss a comment, even on an old video. Because if you put a comment on this video and it's on here today and the video's new, then I'm going to probably see your comment. But if you make a comment on a video from 2 years ago, chances are I'm not going to see it. So I went on Silver Wolverine's videos last night at 4:30 in the morning. I was up all night last night doing some research on different stuff. And at like 4:30 in the morning, I started going down his first video. his second video, his third video, and I started watching his original footage from when he first started doing YouTube. And I said, I don't think he's going to see this comment, so I'm going to bury it. I gave him one. I put it like 4 years back, and I said, you know what? I'm going all out. I'm going to the very first video to see if he sees it. So he did say just now, I did see your replies on your comments on my older videos. So that's cool then. I'm going to have you shoot me the app that you use. But moving back into silver, it will be exciting to see how that's going to play out. I've always said, I do believe in supply and demand. When there's not a lot of something, the price has to go up. But I also believe as the price goes up, people reevaluate, do they need it or do they want it? If you're already sitting on a small cache of silver, then you may not want to pay the high premiums. You may say, you know what, I'll wait. I mean, the price has been coming down. Just because the premiums haven't really caught up yet, they will eventually. Yes, premiums matter because at some point, it's taking total advantage of the customers who pay outrageous premiums for physical. I agree with that. Premiums, and I don't know where I was going that maybe I came across, like I said, premiums don't matter. Premiums matter. 66%, if an ounce of silver is clocking on paper at 15, at a certain point, 15 is too cheap. But if it's being sold for 25 and paper's saying 15, I don't know if I can stomach 66%. However, if a lot of people say they're not willing to stomach it, then it's on YouTube in the Creator Studio. I'm definitely going to have to look that up then. I don't know how that's going to play out. I'm curious to see. Do I believe that demand in the short run could come down? Well, if the economy really tanks, things get bad, and people need the money to survive, nobody's building, no one's producing, less cell phones, less computers, less stuff's being made. Essentially, we could see precious metals come down, gold, silver, copper, whatever. If they want to keep building, they're going to need those metals. And here's the thing. At some point, they're going to need those metals, which means you might see it get pushed down to 11 only to see it skyrocket back up to 30 again. Tsquare Talk, it's not an app. Oh, it's actually on the Creator Studio. Okay, I got you. So it's actually on the Creator Studio on YouTube. Okay, I got you. I'm definitely going to have to look into that. I don't really use the Creator Studio a whole lot. I make my videos. The only thing I really use when I upload videos is either I upload live right here on Streamlabs OBS, or I upload with the little plus sign on YouTube at the bottom center where it says upload, and I click it, upload a video, and bam. And then my videos I usually make on some other platform called VideoPad, I think is what I use. So pretty cool. With that being said, I'm definitely going to have to check that out on the Creator Studio. I have messed with the classes. But with that being said, we are going to start wrapping up. I thank everybody for watching tonight. We had a great stream. I didn't know if I was going to do a live video tonight or if I was going to post a video because I got home really late. I want to get some of these Max Barbecue videos up that I've kind of been working on. He is a good friend of mine, and really, I mean, they've already got, a ton of advertisement, and a lot of people, when they come out this way, they look it up because it is the #1 barbecue in the area. So by them looking it up, potentially they could look it up and stumble across my videos. So that's why I kind of want to do some videos on it. So with that being said, I thank everybody for watching. We did go an hour and a half tonight. I did not think it would go that long. Thank you so much, Jimmy. That is awesome. Thank you for making me laugh about the background and the Bumblebee comment. And with that being said, we are going to wrap up the show. You guys all have a great night. Jimmy, you have a great night. Silver Wolverine, you have a great night. Mr. Cluckins, you have a great night. Boltide, you have a great night. Joe Jimenez, you have a great night. Michael C., you have a great night. Aunt Orta, you have a great night. John Mastrom, you have a great night. I hope you're having a great night, too. I don't know if I said hi when you came in. I apologize. But you have a great night, John. Bumblebee, you have a great night. Dylan, you have a great night. Mr. Cluckins, have a great night. I'm looking to see who's active. 931, you have a great night. I Make Music, you have a great night, buddy. Indiana Tones, thank you so much. Long time no see. You have a great night, buddy. K-Pax, you have a great night. And I think that's all I'm showing live right now. Dalton, you have a great night. I apologize. I don't know if I ever answered that comment when you had commented that. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Please leave a comment because it only shows the people that are live. And you guys all have a great night. Jimmy, take care, everyone. Be well and stay safe, my friends. We'll see how things play out over the week. I will still be putting up another video tomorrow night. And then possibly right now, I may even put something up on the weekend. I'm not sure. It all depends what's going on. With things kind of starting to get a little crazy, I expect I will be home. I expect I'll be doing more on YouTube. And we'll see what happens. So who knows? I may have videos up this weekend. No matter what, I will stick to my Monday through Friday schedule. So you guys all have a great night. If you didn't already hit that thumbs up, don't forget to hit it. And I will see you guys all again next time. Thank you all for watching. You guys all have a great night.